Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I am Gio and I'm alongside Adamo to review the Udinese against AC Milan match that just finished moments ago at the Friuli. AC Milan win it 3-2, goals coming in from Balotelli, Bonaventura and Christian Zapata for Milan. And definitely it was a match of two halves. The first half was just incredible. Really started off with 100 miles an hour with 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. Beautiful free kick scored by Balotelli in the opening 5. And after that, Bonaventura added to the tally 5 minutes later. Zapata ended the half in stoppage time with a goal of himself from a corner. And definitely it was just an amazing half. And I was telling myself at halftime, I haven't seen Milan play like this in such a long time, and I really don't recall the last time that we were leading a match 3-0 at halftime. I was like, wow, I must be living on Dreamland or something over here. But the dream actually kind of finished. Once the second half started, what an embarrassment. What a second half, guys. Really garbage. I just don't understand how a team could go from winning 3-0 to not having the potential to control the match and almost losing the 3 points there in the end with so much pressure put from Udinese there, really, where Milan was forced to sit back for 30 minutes after leading 3-0. Like, really? Does that make any sense? That is complete nonsense to me, guys. Honestly, it's unbelievable what I've seen today, and I was just talking to my brother today, and he's like, honestly, Milan, I think it's the only team you're going to see in the world where you're going to get these types of matches, where you're going to be winning 3-0, you can even be winning 5-0, but at the end of the day, even if you're winning by 5 goals, you just never know what's going to happen for Milan. And that was almost the case today. Adamo, what did you make of Milan today? Of course, a very good first half, a second half where we just completely lost it. I don't know how. But what did you make of this performance today?
Well, as you said, the first half was fantastic, scoring 3 goals. You can't really ask for more in the first half of football. Second half, I don't understand what happened. Calabria obviously going to the bench. Maybe it was an injury or something. I don't get that substitution. I'm guessing it was something along the lines of an injury coming in for Alex. And right when that switch happened, Milan completely switched off, got dominated by Udinese. They scored 2 goals, obviously almost took 2 points from Milan. Could have even been 3 points if, they stepped their game up a bit more. But I think maybe it could have been that they're unfortunate to come out with not a single point today, because that second half by Milan was completely awful. And we really had to rely on the great performance in the first half, which I don't think Mihajlovic was too proud of. So I'm guessing that he'd be quite fuming at the players, for stepping off the gas pedal at the end there, because you can't really let go of a lead like that. 3-0 over Udinese. Yes, you're away. Yes, you're facing a side that, has some talent here and there, but you can't be letting that happen, especially if you're AC Milan and you want to make the 3rd Champions League spot. Today could have gone very, very poorly. We could have lost this match. So I think Milan definitely work on that game of, sealing the game and just holding the fort and not conceding 2 goals, or at least dominating the match further on. So I think Milan definitely could have done better in that second half. I think we can all agree on that. And, that first half was fantastic. Second half was pretty shite.
Well said there, and I definitely agree on the fact that I believe Mihajlovic will tell them off, or maybe already has told them off after the game in the locker room, and well deserved, really, Adamo, because honestly, you can't just do that. You can't. First of all, let's put some things into perspective here. You're going at the Friuli, and of course it's going to be a tough match where Udinese want to pick up their first win of the season at home, and which they haven't yet, and you're winning 3-0, so obviously a tough match like that is already going towards your favor, but then you completely stop everything you did right in that first half from A to Z, and you just switch off on every note. Now, some people are kind of, I've been reading on Twitter some tweets, kind of blaming on the substitutions and so forth, but I don't think the substitutions have much to do with what we see in the second half. Sure, you guys could agree with the fact that Calabria had to come off, which I believe is for the injury that he received in the first half. Mihajlovic saw that he wasn't doing too well after, or maybe he even asked for a change early on in the second half. But personally, I don't think it's the substitutions that made the difference there in that second half for Udinese. I just think that mentally we switched off, and obviously it's a thing that we've seen so many times with Milan. I don't think it needs any introduction, really. And we've seen it so many times that we've been used to it. And Milan needs to understand the fact that either way, if you're leading by 3 goals, 4 goals, or so forth, you have to play the full 90 minutes. And how many times did we see that last season, Adamo, where we were winning games and we lost them in stoppage time, or the other teams ended up finding equalizers and so forth? Today, I say we avoided a big risk there of losing 3 points, which we really shouldn't have been put to that risk. But in the end of the day, to end the talk about the negativity, it's a win. It's 2 wins in a row, and that's what's going to count in the standings at the end of the day. It's the 3 points. Also happy to see that the players kind of regrouped at the final whistle, celebrating the victory as they should. But I think they all know deep inside today that they were very lucky to end up with that win. Let's talk about some particular players, Adamo, before we sign off from this video. Of course, Balotelli getting that amazing goal from that free kick. And obviously, I think he's the most fouled player from Milan, which obviously gets us a lot of possession back in their half. And I think him alone made Udinese get around 4 yellow cards today, which is unbelievable. So definitely, I think we could say that Balotelli, is he back?
Well, I don't know. I think, just the beginning of the season, hard to really judge, but I think he definitely, at least for now, deserves the title of Super Mario. A lot of people are going to be a bit upset about that, saying, just the first couple games of the season, you can't really make a judgment, or, oh, we said that last season, and then look what he turned into. But, I think this time for real that he's actually serious. This is completely different. We've been hearing a lot of different words. A lot of opinions about him have been changed, whether it be from a coach or other teammates. So I think it's definitely looking better for Balotelli. Now it's up to him to stay consistent, because every game he's come on and made substitution. He's been fantastic. Today he starts, he gets a goal, draws an incredible amount of fouls, keeping possession, as you said. So I guess you could say that Balotelli is back, but for now, let's not get too excited, because you never know when the tides can turn. But let's just hope and pray that Super Mario is here to stay. That rhymed and I didn't even mean it.
Definitely. And just one last note before we sign off. Let's talk about that midfield, and specifically about Montolivo and De Jong. I'm pretty sure a lot of our fans are asking themselves, as I've been reading comments, why isn't Mihajlovic choosing De Jong and he's choosing Montolivo instead? Of course, Mihajlovic wants to bring that creativity to the game, as many people are wondering why he's been making this change. But today we saw both Montolivo and De Jong start. Montolivo in the middle, De Jong on the right. In the first half, De Jong was actually roaming around a lot, and I saw that he was covering a lot more positions than his own position there. And I guess that's a very good thing, but that's going to play a factor on his energy levels. But overall, I liked what I saw from De Jong in the first half. But in the second half, of course, it wasn't only them that played bad, but the whole team in general. But Adamo, what do you make of this idea of playing Montolivo in the middle and De Jong on the right, or switching around those two players?
I don't know. It's kind of iffy for me, but De Jong and Montolivo, De Jong's more of a pit bull. He kind of sits there and just takes control of the ball, and Montolivo's possession player, kind of like Pirlo with a bit more pace, but not much. So it's a very, very slow midfield. I don't know how I like the look of it, considering it's a 3-man midfield instead of, let's say, a 4-2-3-1, kind of like Napoli were last year, where you could play Montolivo and De Jong side by side in front of the defense. So I'm a bit iffy on it, but if it keeps working, I don't mind. I think this is solely down to Milan lacking creativity. It may be just down to Bertolacci being injured, and maybe Mihajlovic is looking to him to be the playmaker. So once he comes back, we'll put De Jong in the middle and Bertolacci on the right. Or it could just stay the same if Montolivo continues to do well. I don't think any of us expected Montolivo to do well. Not like he's been doing fantastic, but, he's been, kind of showing signs that he'll be able to fill a slot that we need and get the job done. So I think that's a good positive. It's a good problem to have that you have two players that are good to sit in front of the defense. But going forward, I think it's going to be a big impact on whether or not Bertolacci does well, because I think it's going to be hard for Milan to actually bench the one player that they spent so much money on. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see how that goes down. But as long as they continue to do well, I'll be happy. But that second half, they could have done much better.
Yeah, definitely, guys. And let us know your take on this whole midfield situation as well in the comment section. We're curious to see what you guys think about Montolivo and De Jong. Who should start? Is this the right place to play both players or not? Let us know in the comment section below. And we'll wrap this match review up here. Once again, repeating the scoreline, 3-2 win for Milan today, and it was definitely a great result overall, but not too much about the performance. Milan's next match will be on Sunday morning. They will be facing Genoa, another tough fixture, as they will be playing at the Ferraris, a very tough stadium there. So it will be tough to see, once again, Milan getting a result, but we definitely hope that this win streak continues and Milan continues to climb in the standings, awaiting for the next games. Thank you for watching. This has been Gio and Adamo signing off from Rossoneri TV. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything AC Milan, and we'll see you guys next time. As always, Forza Milan.